Hi there, grown-ups. I haven't posted on this page for a long time, and I'm happy to be back. This is the sister page to the kiddos page called It's Okay to Feel That Way. And today we did the second installment in Mindful Magic. These are somatic exercises for kiddos, and they are packaged inside of nature-based themes and visualizations. They're so great. And I thought it was high time that I got back on and shared with you some more of my own practices, things that I do for myself. And I'm sure if you don't have this already, it's on your list or in your cart. The, you know, mother of emotional well-being, Brene Brown. And today I'm just going to read to you from the very first chapter called Places We Go When Things Are Uncertain or Too Much. There's been a lot of things in my life lately that have felt uncertain and or too much. So it seems like an appropriate place to start. Plus, it's the first chapter. I'm going to dive back into the last subsection of that chapter. Of course, vulnerability. Where else would one start when one is sharing Brene's work? So, vulnerability from the first chapter. Vulnerability is the emotion that we experience during times of uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. It first emerged in my dissertation research and has been validated by every study I've done since. Through our research and training, we've asked tens of thousands of people to give us examples of vulnerability from their own lives. These are a few of the answers that directly pierce that emotion. The first date after my divorce, talking about race with my team, talking about my feelings, starting my own business, watching my child leave for college, remembering that leaders don't have all the answers but ask important questions, apologizing to a colleague about how I spoke to him in a meeting, sending my son to orchestra practice knowing how badly he wants to make first chair and knowing there's a really good chance he will not make the orchestra at all, waiting for the doctor to call back, giving and getting feedback, getting back up to bat after striking out. While these are uncomfortable and difficult experiences, there is no evidence that they are indicators of weakness. In fact, this is one of the biggest myths of vulnerability. We found that across cultures, most of us were raised to believe that being vulnerable is being weak. This sets up an unresolvable tension for most of us because we were also raised to be brave. There's no courage without vulnerability. Courage requires a willingness to lean into uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. In my most recent research on courage and leadership, the ability to embrace vulnerability emerged as the prerequisite for all of the daring leadership behaviors. If we can't handle uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure in a way that aligns with our values and furthers our organizational goals, we can't lead. In a world where perfectionism, pleasing, and proving are used as armor to protect our egos and our feelings, it takes a lot of courage to show up and be all in when we can't control the outcome. It also takes discipline and self-awareness to understand what to share and with whom. Vulnerability is not oversharing, it's sharing with people who have earned the right to hear our stories and our experiences. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's our greatest measure of courage. This book is very, very often part of my morning meditation practice. It sits right by my brown leather chair, and many, many mornings I read a little bit of this. Buy the book. I hope you can give yourself grace today. Bye-bye.